The old house stood sentinel against the encroaching twilight, its silhouette a jagged tooth against the bruised sky. I'd ignored the warnings, the hushed whispers in the village about Blackwood Manor and its inhabitant. Research, they said, required a certain level of risk. My research on obscure folklore demanded I spend a night within its decaying walls. The air inside was thick, heavy with the scent of mildew and something else, something metallic and faintly sweet that made the back of my throat itch. Cobwebs, like ghostly shrouds, draped over everything. I pulled out my equipment, a recorder, EMF reader, and a small, powerful flashlight. As I ventured further, the floorboards groaned beneath my weight, each creak amplified in the oppressive silence. The EMF reader began to fluctuate wildly in the library, the needle jumping erratically. I scanned the room with the flashlight. Rows upon rows of ancient leather-bound books lined the walls, their titles indecipherable in the dim light. Then I saw it. A rocking chair, facing away from me, gently swaying. My breath hitched. I hadn't seen it before, and I was certain I was alone. I told myself it was the wind, a draft through the broken window pane, but the window was sealed shut, layered with dust. I forced myself to approach, the EMF reader screaming in my hand. As I neared, a low guttural whisper seemed to brush against my ear. I froze, adrenaline surging through my veins. Slowly, hesitantly, I reached out to stop the rocking chair. My fingers brushed against cold, smooth wood. I gripped the chair and with a deep breath spun it around. Empty. But etched into the seat, barely visible in the gloom, was a single word carved deep into the wood. Leave. Suddenly, the lights flickered and died, plunging me into absolute darkness. A cold hand brushed my cheek, and a voice, raspy and close, whispered again, this time a different word. Never. I screamed, dropped the flashlight, and stumbled blindly through the darkness, desperate to escape. The scent of metal intensified, suffocating me. I crashed into furniture, desperate for the door. The house seemed to be closing in, the darkness pressing against me like a physical weight. Finally, I found the doorknob, fumbled with the latch, and burst out into the cool night air. I